Hello, everyone, and welcome to the EV Geek podcast. We're your hosts, Joel and Sebastian. Joel's behind the camera today. Hi, Joel.
Hola.
And today I'm super excited. So huge thanks to Bale Chevrolet here in Little Rock for loaning us this Chevrolet Silverado EV 3WT 1FL, which is a mouthful, but essentially this is the 3WT that has the fleet package, which means you get steel wheels instead of the black kind of shiny ones that they come with by default. You don't get running boards. And there's a couple other little things they take off to get down to this price. So this one, as configured, is $66,000. And then you get the $7,500 tax credit on top of it, which brings it down to $59,000. And for $59,000, you're getting a full-size truck, which this thing's huge. As we walk around it, Joel, you're going to get your steps in.
Oh, yeah.
So $59,000 for 393 miles of range, and I believe it still has a peak charge rate of right around 300 kilowatts.
Yes.
Actually crazy. Actually super pumped about this.
It was weird seeing a car with 76% remaining and having 300 miles of range still.
Yeah.
Yes.
So actually super pumped about this. So looking at the front, I think it was Kyle Connor said it looks like Gantu from Lilo and Stitch, and it really does. I like the way it looks. I don't actually mind the work truck having the black plastic here. It honestly doesn't look bad at all to me. The one thing that's interesting to know is I don't know how easy it would be for a retail customer to get this truck in this package. You can get a 3WT semi-reg easily, but I don't know how easy it would be to get the 1FL package. But anyway, we'll just ignore that. So let's come back around over here. So like I mentioned, you get these, I believe they're 18-inch. Yep, 18-inch steel wheels, which honestly, I think look pretty decent on this truck. I think they look better than the black wheels that come on the non-fleet version. As I mentioned, no running boards, which
I did notice that once I stepped out.
It's a pretty high, long way up there.
I was expecting a running board when I popped out, and it didn't happen. So I'm gonna go ahead while we're here and go ahead and.
Oh yeah, go ahead and pop that front.
Yep.
Because this is the only GM EV that has a front trunk.
Yep. So one thing we did notice about the fleet package is you do not get a charger with it.
Correct.
It does not come with an EVSE.
However, you still get the giant frunk,
Yep.
and you've got a power outlet in the frunk, which is nice. Now, you don't get as many as, say, the F-150 Lightning, but when we go around to the bed, you'll notice it has a lot of the same power options as well. So, yeah, frunk is huge. Not really a whole lot under here, except, like you mentioned, it does come with a bag for a charger, but then you don't get the charger. I don't know if maybe that's just a mistake on this one or if that's how they all are. So when you close it, there's also noticed as we were messing with it that it will soft close. So you just have to get it most of the way there, which is really nice. Coming around the passenger side, there's not a whole lot interesting on this side, but I'm really excited to get to now is the bed. By the way, this one does still have, even though it's a work truck, you get your 360 cameras, which we didn't actually see yet because we didn't back out when we left earlier. We just pulled straight. So coming around to the bed, you get your GM truck thing, which is you get your step down here on the corner for just you need to get up and into the bed just real quickly. Golly, I'm surprised I was able to do that so easily. This being a work truck, it is actually soft open. I'm surprised. I was expecting it to just drop. So here on the right is where you have all your power stuff. So you have a 240 volt 30 amp outlet. It says max 7.2 kilowatt. And then you have two 120 volt and two more 20 amp outlets. Here's your circuit breakers to reset the system. And then you have a little storage compartment underneath. Oh, and look, someone was quoted as saying, pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
So this is now the second Easter egg I found on this truck. Makes me wonder just how many there are.
Yep.
So this being the work truck, you do not get the mid-gate that the RST did.
But you do get the nice bed liner.
You do get a bed liner, and I think it is optional. I think it is extra. We'll have to look at the window sticker to double check that. You also have these LED lights back here. I'm not sure how you turn them on, but they are here.
Sure, there's a setting we'll have to figure it out.
All right. Coming back here is where your charge port is.
It's a huge charge port door.
Gigantic door in the back corner, so it's a good spot for Tesla superchargers. However, I don't know how well this thing will charge on a Tesla supercharger because it does the whole high voltage pack split. But there you go. You've got one of these dangly covers that I would rip off immediately. It has a light.
It does.
I'm kind of surprised. But otherwise, just your standard CCS port. I don't know when they're going to switch this to NACS. I know that it's supposed to be coming, but I don't know when. Last thing we'll kind of do is look at this window sticker just a little bit to kind of show off. So this one, so the 3WT is normally $72,905. So this one has the option for the bed liner, which is $545, a $40 license plate bracket, and here's where you see the 1FL fleet package, which is minus $6,000. And so this is where it specifically calls out. So the fleet package includes the steel wheels, removes assist steps, removes the high gloss black 18-inch wheels, removes the tonneau cover, and removes the charger.
Gotcha.
And so that gets it down to, oh, I'm sorry, I misread that. That is $69,000
Gotcha.
because of the bed
Extras.
cover and
Let's
everything.
kind of look in the back before we headed in
Yeah.
to take a drive. So our bags are back there, but
First thing I know, it's huge.
yes. You do get 2 USB-C outlets back here
And a power outlet.
and a power outlet, and you do have some air vents, and that's basically it. It is a work truck.
Yeah, so
Sebastian,
I'll hop in real quick.
And those seats do come up, don't they?
Yeah, I'll show that real quick before I actually do that. So you can fold them up, and then you have a nice big flat floor. This would be awesome for someone with dogs who wants to travel with their dogs. You just pull it down. You do get this vinyl, I think this is vinyl material. It doesn't feel bad. There's a couple spots where you can definitely tell it's a work truck. I would like some assist steps on this. But yeah,
Aftermarket.
I am 6 foot tall. You drove it here.
I had no problem driving in here.
I could fit another one of me.
Yep.
This is awesome.
There's so much room back there.
Otherwise, this being a work truck, there's not really anything else interesting back here. Like Joel mentioned, you got 2 USB-Cs, and then you have your power outlet, air vents, which is nice. It actually
You
gets
got
air vents in the back.
the rubber floor.
Yeah,
You
this is
basically
not
wipe
floor
out-
mats.
Nope.
This is just a rubber floor.
And over here, we notice you have 2 cup holders on each side and an umbrella holder as well. A little Easter egg there.
Yeah, and just really quick pointing out these door cards. Hard plastic, but this is the work truck, so that makes sense.
You don't want anything.
And
you don't want any material on there to get dirty or things like that.
And they don't look bad. Let me just fall out of it.
That's right.
You want to hop up for it now?
It's in, yeah. So we're gonna go around. We're gonna hop inside and take it for a ride and show you some of the infotainment stuff. So
Before you cut that off, I do want to point out you do have your one-touch entry on the door, only on the front doors, and then here's your key. Super basic stuff. You've got your lock, unlock. Here's your remote start precondition. Hit it 2 times to open the front. Cool. There's another way to do it.
Yep.
And then alarm.
Yep. All right. We'll see you in a sec.
All right, so we're inside the work truck, and so just a couple things just right off the bat that let you know it's a work truck. You've got this smaller radio, although this is still a decent size to me. This is kind of that cheaper black plastic, but it's a work truck. Same thing here. This is kind of a cheaper, harder wearing material. It's a work truck.
Glove box.
You do get your glove box and a little storage cubby. This is huge.
Yes, it is.
I don't know how easily you can show that off, but like
That's
all the way. Oh, it goes back too. Yep. That doesn't come out though. Okay, I was just
Feels
curious.
like it should.
Maybe it does. Maybe I just don't want to break it.
We're not going to break it yet.
No wireless charger on the work truck. This is just a little place to set your phone. This is where the second Easter egg I found. So here's the Silverado EV. If you come up here, there is the original Chevy truck, which I think is cool. You do get a 12-volt outlet and then 2 USB-Cs. You have good, hard climate controls. Dual zone, surprising, considers a work truck. No heated seats.
Nope.
No heated steering wheel, obviously. But these just work. It works well. We're cool. We're nice and comfy. Over here on the steering wheel, this is what you notice immediately. Urethane steering wheel.
Yes.
Feels like it's a work truck steering wheel. It's a little cheap, but this is one of those, if you were a customer buying it, you could just get one of those leather rack covers and call yourself good. Another thing that's kind of different on the work truck versus the regular one is this behind the gauge screen is a little smaller and doesn't have as many options. So this is kind of the key up, kind of default what it was what we got in it, which this has, actually don't know, oh, it's got 12 miles on it. So we just put like 7 of those on it. Cool. So you get your battery state of charge on the left, your power usage on the right, and here's where you're saying 75%, 296 miles remaining, which is crazy. And you can kind of just flip through here. You get, now you have battery on the left, power on the right, and then just a big clock. Okay, you can do some radio stuff there too. Cool. Da, 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 da. And then you get stuck and it won't let you out. There we go. Audio unavailable because it's turned off. There's your driver's assistance, which is your gap and everything. And then your just plain Jane kind of calm screen, but this is where I'm going to keep it because I like having all the data.
You like seeing the data. All right, and here's kind of the view from the back from the front to the back. You can see plenty of room. All that space down there. Goodness.
Oh yeah. You do have on the left, which you can't really show, you have your trailer brake controller, which is nice to see that it's built in and included. And then you have buttons over here for your parking brake, trailer mode, lane keep, front, and then you can adjust the brightness of the screen. This is very similar to the Equinox unit, except one key difference: Android Auto and Apple CarPlay.
Yep.
It can be done on the GM Android automotive system.
You connected yours to Apple CarPlay, no issues.
Yeah. That said, I mean, really, though, after doing it, like, it opened up the Maps app, which I can just do.
Yeah.
The built-in Google. Nope, that's the wrong button. Already messing up. Good job.
I'm beside it.
The built-in Google Maps. So, okay, next.
It accepts the privacy data.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's still in demo mode.
Yep.
But yeah, and so this was fun earlier. We want to go to Austin, Texas, which we're going later this week. Austin, Texas.
You had it there. There it is.
There it is.
One.
It's going to show up. 3 charging stops.
3 stops, and not that
in
long.
a vehicle this big.
13 minutes, 26 minutes, and 28 minutes, so not long charging stops at all.
And it's specifically calling out... Oh, route details. Wrong button. Sorry. Says we're going to get to Mount Pleasant, Texas at 11% and charge for 13 minutes. And then Royce City, which I would stop at Buc-ee's in Royce City instead of the EA that's at a Walmart, because Buc-ee's is way cooler than Walmart. Yep. But 11% there. And then Temple at 11%. And
Temple's is that the huge supercharger?
Yes, that's like 72 stalls.
And you said there's Magic Docks there, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
And then it says we'll get to Austin at 30%, which in this truck is probably good for another like 100 miles.
Yep.
Otherwise, I won't get super far into this because it's pretty much the same as the Equinox.
Yep. So if you haven't seen our Equinox video that just released, go check that out. We give a full review of that as well.
I do appreciate, I didn't notice this in the Equinox, but when you come in here to vehicle status, it does take it a second to load. And I don't know how much this actually does.
No.
It shows an RST, which I think is funny, but you can actually spin around the vehicle and you can tap on your tire pressures. Then you get up here, energy efficiency, 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour, which is better than I thought it would be.
Yep.
Honestly,
I was supposed to be like 1.8, 1.7, something like that.
But you can also come in here and see the trips on this car. So since it was new, I think it was this one, right? No, okay, so this is where it shows you how you're using your, gotcha, trip, it's down there. 12.6 miles on the truck, and it has averaged 1.3 miles per kilowatt since it was rolled off, which is not amazing, but it was probably all hard driving, whatever. I do want to come in here to charging, just to show off a little bit. So it does the whole charge limit, 80%. It has to be at least 50%, which is fine. We'll go back up
Same
to
thing that was in the
80%. It's showing we're at 75% now. That's great. You can come up here, you can do your schedules. If you're signed into the car, you get your charge assist. And here's, same as the Equinox, you have on-demand preconditioning with the same corny sentence.
Now, even though we are at, 75%, we are going to drive down to the EA station.
I just am curious.
And just plug it in and just see what happens.
So yeah, it says we can plug in at any time. So it's a comfortable day at 73 degrees outside. That's not too surprising.
And cloudy.
But anyway, I mean, there's not a whole lot to go in here. Let's pull up the camera. I haven't actually seen this yet. So this is actually a slightly different way of displaying it than the Equinox did. There you go. 360 cam, which on a truck this huge is a godsend.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's front. Yep, there's rear. Let's see, what is that? Oh, top down on top, top down front. Sides. Wow, sides from both angles. That's cool. And then if we had a trailer hooked up, it would come up here, which is super neat. Here's our hitch view, also super neat.
You need that on a work truck.
Go back to rear. 360. Yeah, I mean, that all looks actually pretty decent.
Yep.
I don't understand why they don't take up the whole screen.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. There's some things
too.
that popped up that didn't take up the whole screen. We open it up. Yeah. That's just odd. If you have it, why not use it?
Another thing I want to look at is this has the same one pedal settings as the other Ultium stuff. And in this truck, it is actually driving park. There we go. In this truck, it's like
It was.
It is insane.
Then how much you gain? How much is regen to the power is stupid.
So, and I didn't mention this in the Equinox video because I forgot, but it's important to note on these Ultium vehicles. So we have it on regen high. Even if we leave it 100% state of charge, it will feel like it is doing the same amount of regen as if we were at 2% state of charge. Because what it'll do is it'll do however much regen it can do, and then just blend in friction brakes, so that it always feels the same to the driver, which I think is really cool. The other thing to note is the work truck doesn't have the regen paddle, because those are your forward and back next track buttons.
It's just a volume up back there, I believe.
And then volume buttons on this side, I believe. Yeah.
That's probably the station buttons on the other side.
Yeah. So that's a little interesting that you don't get the regen paddle on this one, because I believe you do get it on the RST, right? I think I remember that. Otherwise, I don't think there's much else to show off on this. Super basic stuff. Not that it's a bad thing. You do get your climate controls, and they actually do pop up on the screen, which is nice. I like having hard buttons. Again, it's a work truck.
Yeah, you don't want to be touching on that screen with your nappy.
The other thing you notice instantly, interesting for a work truck, this is...
It's a power.
It is a power telescoping and tilt wheel, which is cool. We haven't opened this up yet.
Nope.
So not only is this gigantic, this is also gigantic.
And there's something. What is that?
Oh, that is the poverty blank.
Okay.
Because you didn't get the nice one.
Gotcha. The poverty blank. It feels like you think that would slide or pop out, but there's nothing there.
It passes through. But yeah, it does not pop out. Okay. Or if it does, I don't want to break it.
Yep. 2 cup holders there.
2 cup holders here. 2
so
cup holders here.
you have like 6 cup holders. So those 2 and then 2 on each door. So you got 6 cup holders.
Yeah, which I didn't even look at.
And another 2 up front. So there's 10 cup holders in this car too.
Yeah, you get the same 2 bottles and umbrellas on the door up front. So cool. We ready to drive?
Yeah, let's get this thing out on the road. We'll get this out of the parking lot here onto the road, and that's when we will join you all again. So see you in a bit. We are back, and we now are on the main road here, one of the main roads here in Little Rock. So Sebastian, first driving impression of this Silverado EV work truck.
It's huge. You can't escape the fact.
Can't escape that it's a huge vehicle. Yes.
It's got a lot of power, which is impressive considering this is my work truck. It has the detuned motors and the smaller battery pack. Ignore my speed, please.
We're not looking at it.
I was just trying to get around. Oh, it's okay. This guy in a Dodge Charger is still going to come flying past me.
It's always a Charger. It's always a Charger when you own an EV.
But yeah, also first thing I noticed is with 1 pedal on high, it'll lock up the seatbelt doing like 20 miles an hour. That is really impressive.
I think I noticed that in the Equinox too. It locked up the seatbelt on me when I was driving it.
See, I didn't notice that one. It also does do speed limit sign recognition, which is good. I'm actually going to slow down. I want to see.
You went the Chick Adaptive Cruise, right?
Yep. Let's see. Gap adjust. Oh, that was the wrong button. But gap adjust makes me seem like it might be. Yep, cruise braking on. Adaptive cruise set. So it does, even though this is the base model work truck, you do get adaptive cruise. Awesome.
That's nice if you got to have a work truck and travel long distances in it.
Which you 100% could travel long distances in this.
You can easily take us on a road trip across the country. Easily.
One thing that was a little bummer, which I mean, I know it's a work truck, but I still kind of would have liked to see, is I would have liked an auto-dimming mirror. Because, I mean, at this price, I don't feel like that's unreasonable to ask for. Maybe do an auto-dimming mirror instead of a power-adjusting steering wheel.
It does have blind spot notification over here.
It does give you blind spots on the mirrors. Also, I didn't mention before, manual adjust seats on both ones, which is fine. It's a work truck.
Now, similar to the Equinox, if you the seat vibrates on you, right? Why does the seat vibrate on you, Sebastian?
So it's trying to warn you about stuff. So, like, if I were to start crossing into this lane, yep, there you go. It's vibrating on the right. Now I actually need to get back over because I'm taking this exit.
So instead of beeping, it vibrates.
Yeah, so basically it vibrates to tell you what's going on. So, like, it vibrated the right side when I crossed over the right lane. If I cross over the left here without using my turn signal.
And just like the Equinox, you have the lights on the dash, correct?
Yep. It vibrated the left side of the steering wheel. If it thinks you're about to hit something up front, it'll vibrate the seat and flash a light up there. And I think it'll vibrate when you're reversing if it thinks you're going to hit something too.
Gotcha.
Cool stuff. No Super Cruise because it's a work truck, which is honestly fine because it seems like the lane keeping was doing a pretty good job. I felt it fighting me when I was trying to figure out a lane. We're about to go to an EA station at 72%, which we've actually managed to burn off a decent bit of energy in this short period.
Yeah, we have. We've been kind of...
We turned on preconditioning and we've given it a couple hard accelerations, which, yeah, like I said, this thing is plenty of power.
Now, I do think the map in the Equinox is better. Does it look the same to you? I can't tell.
I think this one's zoomed in a little bit more, and it's just a smaller screen.
That's probably what it is, yes.
All right, we are behind a Corolla who is taking this gingerly.
This is the curve we had issues on with the Equinox with the no regen.
Yeah, which I don't know. I would like to try that again because I wonder if that was a me issue and I just did something and didn't realize it. But that was a weird.
It was an operator issue.
That was a weird bug. All right. Get up to speed. Oh my gosh, you do not brake getting onto the interstate. Let me just get all the way over.
We need to work on merging here in Little Rock.
I do actually need to take this very next exit, so I'm going to get back over. Just playing a game.
That's right. All right, we're going to stop it here until we pull into the Electrify America station. You have one more thing to say,
Don't
Sebastian?
stop recording because we're about to take the exit. I'm going to let it regen hard.
I'm not going to stop recording. He's going to let it regen hard.
Because I want to see what number it shows.
And then we're going to throw up our complimentary coffee from the dealership that we got. Once again, huge shout out to Bale Chevrolet. They've let us borrow the. We did a previous little short video on the RST. Then we did a video on the Equinox, and now they let us have this work truck. And we're going to show you what this regen looks like. There's no one behind us. So basically, we just stopped from 65 to there.
It didn't get as far as I thought it was going to.
Nope.
It only did like 130.
Seems like it's more when you're slower for some reason. Yep. So it's 130 kilowatts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh. Which
Yep.
I'm guessing that's also because of the state of charge.
Yep.
But I was expecting it to blend in some friction.
We are at 72% now.
Yeah. All right, cool.
All right, now I will shut this off for a minute while we get situated at this oddly configured EA station here in Little Rock. See you in a bit. All right, so we made it to EA here in Little Rock. We're at the 350 kilowatt station. Now that I know how to use these, we're gonna get ready to go. So pump one is ready. I call it pump one. I'm going to.
You already don't know how to use them.
Nope.
You already did it wrong.
Told you. Don't know what I'm doing. Now we can hit it.
Plug
in first.
Tesla owners, man.
Tesla owners were such snobs. You gotta turn your head a certain way.
Hands.
I almost broke the credit card doing it.
All right, we're in.
It's red, but let's get it.
Connecting to vehicle.
So it did turn. The light turned red. Now it's blue.
Pay by credit card.
What are you expecting on charge?
77%. Based on the regen, I'm not expecting much over like maybe 150. We'll see.
I was thinking less than that. We'll see.
I
was thinking 125.
I don't know the curve on this. We're about to find out.
Let's find out right now.
I'm gonna hit continue, but only do it once because that's also the cancel button.
No receipt. It's not a tap screen. Nope. Oh,
no,
it
you
is.
can. It's just they don't work half the time. EA things.
Now, last time with Equinox, it did take about 20 or 25 seconds for it to cut on.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Come on.
Give me the power. When we should hear this click, and we should hear the truck click if it decides to do a high voltage junction.
Yep. There we go. Oh, wow.
Okay, 90 kilowatts.
90
that's
kilowatts.
71%.
We were way off.
Well,
what's on this car? What's on the screen in there?
Oh yeah, good call.
Not hitting the,
Without hitting the pole.
Clear?
Clear. Cool. So it says fast charging to 80%, ready in 10 minutes.
So
I'm
71% state of charge, 85 kilowatts.
Actually gonna jump in and press the brake so we can kind of see. It's gonna bing bong at me. Bing bong. Charge cord connected. So it's actually saying 74 kilowatts are going to the battery. Okay.
We're losing about 10 kilowatts.
Stay in demo. Charging. Da-da-da. Remember. There we go. 168 miles an hour. I'm curious if I turn AC off. All right, we're still sitting at 80 kilowatt, which is fine considering we're at 72%. But yeah, it says 173 miles per hour. We're currently at 286, ready in 10 minutes. Cool. All right, Joel.
Which odd is that there's no charging cost.
Sweet. That's what you want, right? Free.
Yeah, I want free charging. I'll take it. We'll just sit here forever until it gets 100%, so yeah.
No.
All right, we're going to unplug and then head on back to Bale and give you our final impressions. We are heading back to Bale Chevrolet after just see what kind of charge we got at the EA. Were you surprised at that charge curve or not? I mean,
so I know I said higher, but I don't think I was thinking logically when I said it. I mean, we're at 72%.
Yep.
Just because this thing can do 300 kilowatts at 72%, 190 kilowatts was what I think the highest we saw.
Yep. That
makes sense. That checks out. It still said we had like 10 minutes to 80%, which wasn't bad when you consider how big the battery of this thing is, which we haven't really mentioned. So I know the 4WT gets the 212 kilowatt hour usable. I want to say this one's like 180 kilowatt hour, which is still massive, and it is way larger than the F-150 Lightning and the Cybertruck and the Rivian. So, I mean, you get that, but also you get, 2 miles per kilowatt hour efficiency. So it's kind of needed.
Big battery, low efficiency, yes.
Yep. But no, I really like this thing. The suspension's pretty smooth. It rides smooth. It rides like a full-size truck does.
We did notice a little bit more wind noise than what we expect.
Is probably just due to it being a work truck, honestly. It probably doesn't have as much sound deadening. And
if you have problems hearing us on this video, we didn't hook mics up on the inside, so that would be the wind noise you hear. We'll find that out after we edit it. So, yeah, I'm very impressed too. Like for a work truck, I didn't think it would be this nice inside.
Yeah, I mean, so the seats are vinyl.
Yep.
Which is expected.
They do get a little warm when you're wearing jeans.
Yeah. But even then, though, they don't feel super cheap. A lot of times in the vinyl seats on work trucks are just that super, super hard material.
Yep.
This is actually pretty pliable and moldable. But yeah, overall, I'm super impressed with this thing. You've driven the RST a little bit. I have not driven the RST much.
So the RST is very similar to like driving when I was in almost like the Hummer.
Mm-hmm.
It rides very similar to that.
But yeah, I'm just more curious, like the actual, like when you go from the bottom trim to the very, very top end, what are the big differences?
Gotcha.
I'm also excited to start seeing the LTs on the road. Your kind of mid-level $70,000, $75,000 trucks.
So our goal is one of these days to get a Blazer and to get the RST Silverado from Bale once it is available. They had one available. They had a Blazer available, but it was inside. We told them we'll just take this one instead. So thank you all for joining us today. We're almost back to our destination. Again, huge shout out to Bale Chevrolet here in Little Rock. This car is available, so if you need a fleet service vehicle for your business, check them out. And this one comes in right at about $60,000 with the EV tax credit,
something like that.
Yeah, a little bit over that. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you on our next podcast or review video. So long, everyone.